Hi, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing a rather exciting reading for you. This is Pluto retrograde re entering into Capricorn, and Pluto revisits Capricorn for the last time in about 250 years. So this starts on June 11th, 2023, and it will end November 2024. I know this is a long timescape, but time frame. There we go. That's the right word. But it's a powerful one and one that really is going to be impactful, especially since Scorpio, we are ruled by Pluto. So Pluto is going back and forth from Aquarius to Capricorn during this time. Pluto retrograde began in Aquarius on May 1st, 2023, and it has greatly affected us. And we're going to see how it will still affect us during this time. Now, if you like this reading, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously. It lets the YouTube algorithm know that you really like this type of content, and it gets it seen by more people. So thank you so very much for doing so. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, Scorpio, let's see the energy we need to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Here we have the Three of Wands reversed. So before I talk about this is a interesting message that just came through. But Spirit said you will be seeing pictures in the grains of the wood, and I don't know who that's for or why that was said so clearly, but you will be seeing pictures in the grains of the wood. That's here for somebody. So let me know if that resonates with you or not. Here with the Three of Wands reversed, there's a sense of doors closing, and we can be really upset about things. We can be really upset because we thought we were supposed to be moving forward in a very specific direction. This is going to be a time where what we thought was going to happen or how we thought things were going to be, it's not necessarily how it's going to be at all. So this is a time where we kind of need to throw our plans out the window and say to Spirit, guide me, guide me, show me. And Spirit will actually be guiding us a lot towards things that we're afraid of, things that overwhelm us, things that we think, oh my gosh, can I handle that? Type of deal. Not in a negative way, but in a way that's pushing our comfort zone, pushing our comfort zone. So let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Here we have relaxed reversed. So we're not being very relaxed. We're not feeling very relaxed. We can feel very overwhelmed. We can be wearing the watches, that show us, if we're stressed or not, and we can be getting relaxed, alerts, because this is a time where we're a lot more sensitive than we want to be. And that can be who we are. Scorpio, that tends to be a lot of water signs are a lot more sensitive than we want to be. So acknowledging that, accepting that, but also, especially for a Scorpio, there's a sense like I walk between two worlds. I see more than most people do. I take in more than most people do. And that can be astoundingly overwhelming. Astoundingly overwhelming. We can have distributors, okay, not follow through, okay, not come through. We can find that we've been working with people for a while and all of a sudden, like they want to break their contract or, they're not going to be supplying us the way that we need to be supplied. So just be aware of that. That adds to our stress. there's a need to relax, to find things that bring us joy, that bring us centering, and that bring us power. And the power through relaxing, because even though we don't think as human beings that relaxing is important, it's kind of like that hustle culture, that sense of just keep on pushing, but it can destroy us. It can take away our joy and our bliss and cause health problems. So when spirit is saying relax, it's like take care of you. It's time. It's time to take care of you. You matter. And we're seeing this more and more come up during this time. It's interesting because Pluto Pluto retrograde entering into Capricorn, it makes us look at the structures that don't fit anymore, like rules and things that just aren't right for us. And we could be looking at things and saying, I was chasing this. I was chasing this idea of prosperity, this idea of success, this idea of what it should be. And it's not right for me. And then we can get mad at ourselves because it's like, well, why did I waste all that time? You didn't waste. You learned. You added to your story in a way that is exquisite. So let's see here, Scorpio, what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Strong Sagittarius energy coming through. So being aware of that, that's going to be very important. You're embracing a change around career, and you might not be embracing it per se, as it's just coming whether you're ready or not. So just be aware of that. You're coming through as the Queen of Cups. You're represented by the cups in the minor arcana. Your heart is exquisite. This is a time where we're starting to really lean on our emotions, lean on our heart, lean on what we love, and that's going to be a very powerful thing. Now, I want to read you something because this is just such a mind-blowing time for me. It says, and this is according to a senior astrologer at astrology.com. And I do apologize if I get her name wrong, but it's going to be linked in the description box below. It's Narayana, and I don't know how to pronounce her last name. And what she says is, we will continue to see big names, politicians, billionaires, media personalities fall from grace as Pluto continues to expose those hypocrisies. While we are already seeing this trend, it will exacerbate when Pluto forms a square with the lunar node of destiny between June and September 2023. It will be mind blowing to see how this is related to the decomposing of our old structures, paving the way for new ones to be built once Pluto finally stays in Aquarius for good, which will not happen until November 2024. We are going to see the ripping down of old structures. We are going to see things being exposed in ways that are exciting, but it can also be very saddening. What we're also going to see for us is that secrets, things that have been shoved in the shadows, things that have been overlooked, they start to come to the surface more and more and more. We can't run away from it. And Pluto is really telling us, nor should we try to. It's like it has been buried down deep enough. Now it is time to embrace our heart, our soul, our passion, what we desire, and walk forward in our grace. With the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Strong Sagittarius link here, once again, especially if you're born on the cusp of Sagittarius. But there is a sense here of moving forward in passion. Our passion can get the best of us during this time, but we have a lot of ideas for our career, a lot of ideas of the way that we want to move forward, a lot of ideas of what we're passionate about, of what lights our fire, of how we're moving forward. There can also be a person that comes into our life so charming, like so unbelievably charming, that we think, my gosh, this is too good to be true. It could be a romantic partner, okay? For a lot of us, it's going to be in the realms of a romantic partner, but it can also be platonic, definitely. But this person knows how to charm. They just absolutely know how to charm. Be careful. You can lose your head with this person. You really can. You can just kind of things you wouldn't do, things that you'd be like, no, that's a line I'm not going to cross, type of thing. This person can be so charming and so just brilliant, like seeing silken words, that they'll push the boundaries, and it can kind of take you for a ride. So just be aware of that. Be aware of that. There is also a sense here as your passion grows, like as you're really becoming aware of what you want, because this is going to be a time where you're becoming very aware, Scorpio, of what you want, of how you want to move forward, of what you're passionate about, what you're not passionate about, how you want to build things, how you want to tear certain things down. Okay? That this can become all consuming. The only thing we can think about is work and getting ahead in our passions and what we desire. And we kind of let everything else fall to the wayside because nights can be just it's young energy, right? But it's an energy of like I have to keep pushing, I have to keep pushing, I have to keep pushing. And the fire can just burn everything up, right? Fire can make water evaporate. And we want to know, and we want not want to know so much as we need to have our hearts at the center of things. And we need to know that our emotions are being listened to. The heart comes through so powerfully. This is the sacral chakra. So we can also see any type of blockages around our sacral chakra falling away. Okay. But they also are going to be dealt with. So relationship blockages, you know, um, inspiration blockages, passion blockages, we can start to see that fall away from the sacral chakra, but it means that it's going to be thrown in our face first. With the heart, we are listening and we need to listen to our heart. We need to. And it's not going to be actually something that we're really comfortable with. I actually see us much more comfortable in the passion, kind of sector of things. But when it comes to the heart, when it comes to slowing it down, quieting it, looking at our emotions, being fair and compassionate with ourselves, that can be something that we find very trying. We find very overwhelming. So just being aware of that is going to be really important because once we open our hearts, like once we let our hearts in, it just changes the game in a way that is astounding to us. It really does move us forward. And it's kind of like, listen to your heart. And this also means that sensitivity levels, like on 1,000, it's kind of like when you have a really bad sunburn, right? And the water hits your skin and it just burns, like, oh my gosh, that hurts. That's how sensitive we can feel. And when we start to feel that way, we can think, oh no, I'm not doing this. I've gotten burnt before, most likely when you were very young. Now you're embracing a place of power and authority. The Queen of Cups is one of the highest court cards, right? Only second to the King. And there is this sense of, I am embracing what I love, what I want, what I desire, what I want to nurture and grow within my life. And that's going to be huge for us. It's going to be huge, but our emotions are right at the surface. So we can want to dull them. I mean, we can. Capricorn energy ruled by the devil in the tarot, we can want to dull them, by substances or just by, whatever kind of like numbing agents we kind of go for, either overworking, over exercising, overeating, those type of things. Just be aware of that our emotions are so intense that we can want to dull it. But Spirit is saying here, we need to feel. And it's not like double dog daring you to say, like, how brave can you be to feel it all? You might need to tell Spirit, calm it down. Like, calm it down. I'm not ready for everything quite yet. So just be aware of that. And that's also why it can be very hard to relax because you're being hit with everything. You can find that you cry astoundingly easily. You can find that you look at things and it's not just like the surface that everybody else sees or the story that everybody else sees. You feel the emotions behind it. And that can be just absolutely overwhelming. So be aware of that. It's not a negative thing at all. This is just saying that if you're there, like spiritually on this journey, if that's where you are and you're thinking, why is everything so hard? It's not this hard for everybody else. Everybody else doesn't feel the way that you do. And that's a huge difference. And we always kind of say, oh, you're too sensitive. Like we always look at sensitivity as a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It is a thing that has to be mastered, especially if you're moving forward in the healing fields, or especially if you want to move forward and truly embrace the grace that you were born with, like from divinity, being so sensitive that things hurt all the time, that can really be a detriment. And I know this from experience, absolutely, especially if you're an empathic person, just be aware of this. Be aware. And it's kind of like, okay, I have to step in my power. I have to own my heart and what I love. And I cannot let the chaotic emotions of the world tear me down. Be aware of this. You're going through a huge transformation time. A huge transformation time, Scorpio. Be aware. You're going to find with the Seven of Cups a lot of what you dream of coming forward. and you're really connecting with your dreams again. There are some things that you've kind of like put away and said, okay, you know what? Either it wasn't the time, it wasn't the place, or you thought these dreams were silly. And now there's a real sense of, but these are my dreams. Like I'm taking them out of the closet, like in the back of the closet where I shoved it, where either I was telling myself, you have to grow up, or I didn't want the world to ruin my dreams or take away from my dreams. And so with the Seven of Cups, there is a sense of like, I'm looking at what to choose, how to move forward, what's right for me, what isn't right for right now, you know, what I want to embrace, how I need to embrace, what I desire for myself. And it can be a lot. Trusting ourselves to dream again, that's huge. And people poo-poo it, People, sit there and say, "Oh, well, good, you were practical," but they didn't realize that we had to cut off a piece of ourselves to be that practical. So here with the Seven of Cups, it's embracing our dreams. It's saying this is what I wish for, but also know that we're going through that time of transformation with the yellow butterflies right here. And I just heard Spirit say, look for yellow butterflies. Like you'll see them as you walk around, and that's like when Spirit is really close to you. And that's going to be a really great thing. It's like going to be a time where you need that reassurance, where things might not be going according to plan, because they'll tend to do that. It'll tend to just kind of go topsy-turvy. And Spirit's like, I'm taking it over. I'm taking it over. And with the King of Wands, you're going through a transformation around the sacral chakra, right? Around relationships, connections, desires, passions, inspirations. You're going to see things transform, but you're seeing yourself transform. You're claiming the throne. This is fire sign energy. Again, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Knights protect queens and kings, right? So we have the queen being protected by the Knight of Wands. We have the king being protected by the Knight of Wands. But we're also having ourselves being very active during this time. You can find that you're rather restless. You can find that Spirit is telling you, oh, we have to get up and move, or we have to, do X, Y, and Z. It's going to be much more active, much more proactive during this time. There is a sense here as well as we're kind of taking new avenues when it comes to our careers, when it comes to our passions, when it comes to what we desire. We might be finding that we're going to back to something that we were really into when we were younger, but we kind of put it aside, like we put aside our dreams. And now it's like, no, I'm needing to have that back. If you're looking for a change of careers, okay, this is a time to start looking. Like this is a time to start planning, but this is also a time where you need that safety net. You need the practicality, okay? And then once Pluto enters into Aquarius for good, there's a sense of like, okay, then I can have that change. But with Capricorn energy there, you need to have that stability and that sense of, okay, I can quit this job once either I have another job, or I'm making enough money here, or, things are moving forward for me this way. We need to be practical about things. We can't just say, okay, I'm done, I'm leaving now, and just walk away. So just be very aware of that. There's also a sense of I'm just seeing like having a lot of opportunities come your way. I know Spirit is saying here, like certain vendors, certain things won't be coming through as smoothly as we want them to. So that's something to be aware of. But with the King of Wands, there is very much a sense of expanding, like expanding your ideas, expanding your definitions, kind of branching out in different ways. And this happens more because your heart and your passions are focusing on your dreams in a way that's very mature, in a way that's very kind of like, what do I love? How am I connecting? What do I desire? How is this helping me? Where do I need to be for me? And with temperance coming in, we're finding balance. We're finding balance. There is a sense of truth also being astoundingly important. Astoundingly important. So when truth comes in and is astoundingly important, it's a kind of a sense of like, I want to know the whys and the how comes. I don't care what people do with it. I need to know the whys and the how comes. So just be very mindful here that we can get really caught up and like, but that was a lie. Because the truth is going to be so important to us. And we can get caught. We can be caught and we could be like, but that wasn't the truth and that wasn't exactly how it was. Just be aware of that, because I see that holding you back. All right. So there's going to be something that comes forward and it's like, well, it was a lie. It's like, yeah, it was a lie. But if we can be compassionate with that lie, if we can be compassionate with that information, that's going to serve us the best. All right? Be very mindful during this time, because our temper can run away with us. Because our emotions so on the surface that it will be easier just to be angry. So just be aware of that as well. There's balance coming in. There's a sense of diving deeper into our emotions, deeper into our emotions. Be very mindful, especially if you're, a psychologist or somebody in that field, or just really like to dive deeply into your emotions. You can fall down a rabbit hole, and that can be all consuming. So just be aware of that. Just be aware that we'll have that, like, especially if we have that proclivity already, it's just going to be exacerbated during this time. There is a sense here also with temperance, with balance coming in. It's kind of like you're balancing things. You're looking at things and you're weighing them. And it's like, do I want this? Don't I want this? Do I need this? Don't I need this? Like, is this working? Isn't this working? You're going to find that if you balance things from the heart, you look at it and just kind of like bathe yourself in love and see if it's at the same energy vibration as you, you're going to find like, okay, I can let that go. Okay, I can see that. Okay, I understand that. And that's going to be a very big thing. Like, that's going to be a way you can balance a lot. It moves us here to not only balance a lot, but find the answers to a lot of things. It's like the heart is leading you in a direction that is astounding, like absolutely astounding. And you're going to see this career wise. Okay. You're also going to see this like hobby wise, that if you let your emotions guide you, doors open, but especially the healing arts. Okay. Especially the healing arts, Scorpio. And there's almost a sense of like, I'm afraid to walk down that path. I'm afraid to truly embrace that, empathic healing, yeah, power. And then there's also a sense of like, I want to say poverty with that. Like, I don't want it to like suck away everything that I am and just use me up. Because again, I see that for a lot of you Scorpios, you've done that when you were younger. Okay. We're going to be very aware of that, but we're stepping into the power of healing, the power of healing, the grace of healing, the grace of prosperity, of healing and connecting with this world, not being used up by it, not being used up by it, but putting that healing energy into the world in a way that is so powerful and so prosperous for you. All right. I personally like, and this is not a plug. I'm not, not getting any sort of payback or anything like that. But Spring Forest Qigong, I find that to be just like mind-blowingly amazing. That's in the description box below. If you want something that has, free videos, free way of connecting, that's really nice. But just whatever you are drawn to, know that the healing arts for you, that way of using your emotions, that way of connecting, even through the tarot, however it is for you to connect, Scorpio, you need that. You need that healing outlet and that bridge between the spirit world and the waking world. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the Five of Pentacles. We're releasing, and isn't that what Spirit just had us talk about? We're releasing a poverty mentality. And it's going to be especially around, the heart is guiding me. My passion is guiding me. But what I love is guiding me. And there was for a long time a sense of like, I can't make a living out of this, or I can't be prosperous, I can't be successful. There is a sense of like, people like me don't get to. And we're releasing that. But it's a hard release because it's a programming. It's a sense like, nice people always finish last. Oh, I'm always being taken advantage of, type of deal. Because you were. It's not it's not for nothing, right? That you feel that way. There's a sense of you were taking advantage of. There was a sense of, people manipulated situations. And now it's like, no, I'm taking back my power. And that's what you're going to see a lot during this time, Scorpio, of you taking back your power. It moves us to our subconscious spirit message, which is energy. My gosh, you can just see that from, the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands. My gosh, are you energized? I mean, seriously, energized about any focus, determined, insightful. Your energy and the energy from this, Pluto retrograde re-entering into Capricorn is going to be astounding. It is, and you can feel it. And you're going to be like, I don't understand why I'm being pulled to this, or why, this is coming up in my mind again. And it's because your heart's desire is being energized, is being pulled forward. Our subconscious tarot message is the Emperor reversed. We can have a bit of difficulty embracing masculine energy. Be aware of that. Sacred masculine energy can be hard for us to embrace. There is a need to take action, right? The Emperor is Aries energy, but there's a need to take action, a need for determination and sense of like, I am the general, I am the leader, I'm moving this forward. And subconsciously, we're afraid. Why? Because we failed. We've had our teeth handed to us before. I mean, How many times do you need to fail or be hurt or be overwhelmed or, be mocked to say, oh no, I can't do this? So here with the Emperor reverse, there is this real sense of like, I need to own my sacred masculine energy. I need to. I need to say, this is what I'm going after. I am determined. I am focused. I am allowed to be successful in this world and embrace that. Embrace also your root chakra. It's going to be very important for you. Very important. There's blockages there, and you're going to find like blockages in your tailbone, letting in that sacred masculine energy. Be aware of this. Okay? All right. All right, Scorpio. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Scorpio. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. And really take advantage of this time and take advantage of your power because you shine. Let yourself shine. I love you all. Bye.